All right, so we got the final clue in regards to the memory tapes for whatever Nikke is going to be released for New Year's, right? So I'm going to go ahead and go talk about what my personal thought process is for each individual one, right? So this first one right here, we see a or a hospital bed. What I'm assuming in the caption here is, "I used to be a patient. Since I was born, I have never left the hospital." So what this could entail is, I'm going based off the assumption that it's Roppy, right? And I'm going to try to explain each individual clip. Except the third one, I'm stumped. So with this one, it makes a little bit of sense. I mean, we had the core of Red Hood, if I remember correctly, placed into Roppy, and she kind of has two individual cores, which end up leading to like the mixed personality thing where Red Hood would periodically show up and Roppy would get a power boost and periodically transform into Red Hood. So this would make sense given the hospital aspect of it, because of the fact that they put it into her when they made Roppy into a Nikke, right? So that makes sense. Now, clip 2 is a little more obscure if you aren't well aware of the, quote unquote lore for Roppy. So there was a model in the game early in the story, or in some, I think it's it's Red Hood's story. And this lore gives that Red Hood met a generic Nikke, right? And this generic Nikke looked identical to Roppy, and she had this gun and this visor on. So that leads this to be Roppy, and the little blurb here is, "Fight to survive, fight to survive. If this fight continues, someday I will," it just ends there. So you beg the question and think like, okay, someday she will surpass and she will be stronger for her friends, right? This third one, I have no idea. It just says, "Commander, please listen to my story." So actually, now thinking about it and now looking at it, I think I can kind of work this into Roppy's favor, right? So we don't know a whole lot about Roppy's backstory. We don't know why she was selected to be Red Hood's quote-unquote vessel, right? We have no idea. So that can lead to the snacks. Why all this stuff is here, it's for the commander just to eat up or whatever, while Roppy tells her story about why she went from a generic Nikke to now being where she's at right now, from being the vessel of Red Hood, and why she was selected for all of this stuff, right? So that could be the reasoning why. I want to also bring your attention right here to this pillow. It has the Elysian symbol, right? So this was actually brought up by somebody else in the comments of this Twitter post. I'm not going to scroll down and try to find it because it might take a while, but Roppy is Elysian. So that could also be a clue as to who the Nikke is. Like all of this stuff now, as I'm explaining it, just makes me think like, okay, it has to be Roppy, right? Or it could be somebody else. Maybe Anis. I don't know. The first two were pretty straightforward. Like, they had explaining this now, it makes a lot of sense. Same with this one. This one was the one that really stumped me, but now as I'm explaining it, it makes sense why it could be Roppy. If you go through each individual response in the Twitter post, everybody, for the most part, like 99.9% of people are saying Roppy. So Shift Up knows what they're doing, right? We have to trust them. They have a good track record with all of us. I don't think there's a single instance where they actually genuinely messed up, and when they did, they fixed the problem. So I'm very confident in saying that this is still going to be Roppy. We have the live stream tomorrow, so it's going to be interesting. I'm not going to be able to actually, let me check real quick. Let me just do Nikke got us a victory. Let's go ahead and try to find out what time it is going to be occurring for me, and that will determine whether okay, so 3 o'clock in the morning, I will be able to make a quick video in response to it, who it is, before I leave for work. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I still think it's Roppy, and after explaining the first and third tapes, I'm now very convinced it is going to be Roppy.